we are human beings and not human doings. Life needs to have emotions to have different flavors. Emotions are spice of life. For my birthday, I was invited, and while I was underwater, receiving this thing, I saw a light. I saw a light. I saw a light that became everything was there. I was present for the first time, and I felt that I was not only present, I was one with everything. Everything is one, and that one is you. So water, it's the portal to the source. It's the portal to, let's say, to the unseen, to the emotions, but also to the oneness. In that concept of oneness, everything is welcome, and also to remind ourselves that our power is to choose. Someone says living is breathing. Breathing is feeling, and feeling is healing. So I realized that everything changes. You cannot pass twice in the same world. That it's better to have no assumptions and no expectations. Even when I know something is already changing.
If this was your last interview, what was the message that you would bring to our listeners, to the world?
Talking about water, I like to share that you are not the wave, you are the ocean.
Salut! Bine te-am regăsit de la un nou episod al podcastului Printre Oameni, un podcast unde conversațiile chiar contează. Acest interviu va avea loc în limba engleză, așa că o să aveți parte de o traducere. Înainte de toate vreau să vă spun că am deschis comunitatea Printre Oameni pe YouTube. Dacă sunteți interesați să vedeți shorturi și clicuri despre viața mea, dincolo de ceea ce vedeți voi pe YouTube, pe rețelele sociale, vă rog, înscrieți-vă, abonați-vă și vă aștept cu mare drag să împărtășim mai multe idei. Așa că începem. So, welcome to a new episode of Among People podcast, a podcast where conversation really matters. Today I'm joined by a man whose name is almost predestined, Oceano Salvatore, leader, entrepreneur, and a man who understands that water is more than just water. So with the spanning in India, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and beyond, his path was shaped by an immersion of yoga, or qigong, and meditation, and also shamanism. Oceano, I'm so glad you are here today.
Thank you, Brad and Lindy. I'm here to be with Valentina. Thank you so much.
Your name sounds like it came almost from a legend. So I would like you to tell us a little bit about your journey and your story.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was born in Italy, in south of Italy, on the Amalfi Coast. There is a beautiful town called Sorrento, Positano. My parents are from there, and I was born in this land that is the mythological land of the Sires. So with these pictures and the sculpture of these sirens everywhere. So I was from the beginning always attracted to the mystery part of the water of the sea. And at the age of 2, while I was playing on the shore of the beach, suddenly a big wave came and took it. And I went underwater, and I almost drowned. And somebody came and saved me. Somebody was on the beach. I had no memory of that experience, but until the age of 10, I was terrified of water. I could not swim, I could not go in water. And while this was very limiting, because my brothers were playing and everybody was playing, that allowed me to observe water. And I come from a family of sailors and fishermen, so everybody would go to the water and do something and get something. in a very old masculine way, let's say. But that's why I started looking at water from different point of view. And then I started looking at the waves, looking at the currents, and trying to understand how I could win my fear of water. And at the age of 14, I started doing water sports. And I tried all the water sports possible, from canoeing to surf, windsurf, snorkeling, diving, free diving, looking for something that will allow me to really decomplicate water. And I could not really find one that was, yes, this is the one. And I had a dream to do something on the water, but I didn't know what. Maybe I wanted to open a restaurant, a bar, or maybe a sport center. But also I had a very deep call for traveling, for meeting new culture, meeting new philosophy, new religions, and see what is happening in other countries. And also I was very much called by, let's say, other philosophy, especially at the beginning of the Eastern philosophy about Buddhism, about Hinduism, meditation, yoga. So I joined an airline and I started traveling around the world so I could visit different places and get to know what is there, what can we learn from that. At the time, it was not like nowadays, yoga, meditation, breathworks, and sounding is available almost in every town. At the time, you had really to search for it. Also, there was no internet, so it was.
And it was really hard to find.
Hard. It was an adventure. Also, there was let's say, preoccupation of not falling into any cult, in any kind of religions or things that did not resonate with me. So I started traveling, first in Sri Lanka, then I was in Nepal, where I get to know more about the Buddhist meditations, the sound healings. Then I went to India, where I learned the basic about yoga, pranayama, and so on, looking for something nurturing also for our soul, for our emotions and things, how to deal with this. And also I traveled to South America. I met many shamans in the desert in Mexico. I traveled to the Amazon on the Andes, and meeting all these wise people and asking myself, what is this human experience? What we come here to experience behind what we know as the daily life of having a family, having work, having success, having the
And die.
and then die, exactly. And then it's like, okay, so what it makes sense, and that's why I was inquiring that. And 15 years ago, I worked for 18 years on and off for an airline, and I did different jobs inside. It was mostly my work was about service and human resource. I was training and recruiting people mostly, and I traveled to many places. And it was a beautiful job. Took me to so many places, met so many people, so many different point of views, traditions. And the job was nice, but it was not fulfilling. And I tried a couple of times to change it, and eventually, 15 years ago, the airline went bankrupt. So I was left without a job. And I was already at the age of what is in the middle of most people's lifespan. So I said, now it's time to look for myself. What is the meaning for me in this life? What is my purpose beyond what we know every day? That I knew what it was, but I knew that it was still not enough for me. So I decided to move to Ibiza, where I've been living for the last 14 years. And I started wanted to feel myself, and I realized that I needed to detox, first of all, because my body was numbed in a certain way from everyday life, from our habits, from what we drink, what we eat, from alcohol, tobacco, or other entertainment that keeps us a bit numb. And So I start doing the self-development work and detoxing person, then to understand the dynamic, the constellations of the families, why my father, why my mother, what happened in my childhood, the traumas. And I started discovering so many beautiful things. And while I was discovering and releasing old stories, I could feel lighter. I could feel that I could see a light, I could see a way to go, which was not easy for sure, but it was rewarding. Every day I felt a little bit lighter, a little bit more connected, a little bit more loving. And about I discovered the importance of self-love. I was taught that love comes from outside, from a girlfriend, from the parents, from a dog, from a car, from a job. But I realized that it was always coming from outside. So there was nothing for me. And so I started doing this work called self-love. And I realized that the importance of really receiving our parents in our heart, behind the story.
Now you are telling your story about self-love. I understood that what Jesus said, that love each other as you love yourself, give love to others as you give yourself. And I understood in my journey that we don't know how to love each other, so we can offer that pure love to our friends, to our people, finally.
Yeah, my trouble was realizing that I had not loved myself enough, which means I need to take care of myself and I need to charge myself in order to be able to give to the others. And so many times I was depleting myself, trying to give to the others, but I was empty inside. I had no me time. I was not looking after my diet. I was not looking after my emotions. I was not looking after my wellness. And I realized that me time was important to charge, to take care of myself. And then I feel happier, I feel better, I feel good. And then when I'm in this mood, I can go and give the others. But if I'm empty, then it's difficult to give to the others. That was a great discovery for me, and I'll pay so much.
How did you discover Wataflow?
Yeah, well, as I said, that my curiosity for water was always there because of my trauma. And nowadays I like to say that my trauma was my gift. And because it made me curious about these things, since I was 2, I started looking at that. So when I moved to Ibiza, I knew that I wanted to live near the seaside. And it's a small island, so the water is all around. It's a beautiful, crystal clear water. So I was going every day to the water to swim, to dance. I always loved to dance since I was little. And I was dancing in water and I was climbing a way that I could see that my nervous system was relaxing and I felt good, I felt connected, I felt present within myself. And then I had a friend of mine was studying viața, which is the most famous water technique because it's invented by Harold Dahl, this beautiful gentleman that I had the opportunity to study with. And he brought massage, Zen Shatsu, into water, in hot water, and started seeing the beneficial part of the body relaxing water and bad water, the cold, the warm water. And I tried it a couple of times, but it was a bit confined to pools that had to be warm, and it was quite not accessible to everybody, let's say. And so I left it there. And in the summer 2012, I started the path of oneness. I started studying about Vedanta, Taoism, old ancient Tantra, old ancient Eastern philosophy, telling of path of non-duality. And for me, it was something new because basically the path of oneness is a path of acceptance. There is no judgment, there's no right and there's no wrong. And it takes us to take the responsibility to know ourselves what is good and what is bad. So we don't need to look for that outside, but look for that consciousness inside of us that can tell us that. And I always remember my father, and he was not a religious person or anything, he always said, ask your consciousness before you do something. So he was a big master, even though he was not aware of that. And so I stopped asking myself and not asking outside. And during these retreats that I signed up, and I had a lot of emotional release, and it was taken to the awareness of what I had to balance within myself, especially into my emotional body. And I was called back to work by company. I was 1.5 years on paid leave. And they said, tomorrow I had to come back to work. It was a shock for me because I was in the middle of searching for myself. But then this call was like, what should I do? Should I go back to the world of before? Or should I try in something else that I didn't know what was there? I do not have an income that I could rely on. And so I had to make a decision. It was not easy. And after a beautiful and deep meditation, I listened to a song. And this song talks about the ocean. And it says that there is so much magnificence near the ocean. And I felt something shifted within myself. My heart started opening up and tears were coming down. And I felt like some rebirth happening within myself. Something new was shifted. And in this moment, I knew that I would not go back. I would not give up to the fears of having a job and having a life and things. And I would trust. I would trust that something will come into my life and will bring what I was looking for.
So emotional and so inspiring, your story.
Yeah. So it was like emotions to the ocean. And so I went to call the company to tell them I would not go back. And I had a discussion with the guy on the phone. He was like, come on, Salvatore, which is my name. Tell me.
Save us.
Yeah, the savior, which means the savior. And he was like, come on, Salvatore, don't be stupid. Come back to work. You have an opportunity. And at this age, it's difficult for you. You know, you would never have this opportunity again, or so blah, blah, blah. And I knew that my rational mind would say, yes, you need to go back. You need the security. And my heart was saying, no, don't go there. Trust, you will find something. And so the guy kept on saying, come on, Salvatore. And a voice came out to me and said, you know, I'm not Salvatore. I'm not the man that you know. I'm a new man. And I said, come on. And I said, call me Oceano. I use Spain, that's why I gave Oceano. And the guy said, come on. And I just decided to put down the phone. And I said, it doesn't matter what is going to happen. I'm not going back. I want to go forward. I want to stay present. And so I went back into this retreat with 30 people, and everybody was asking me, so what did you decide? And I said, I decided to not to go back. I decided to trust. And I decided that I want to change my name into Oceano. And everybody said, yes, we will call you Oceano. And before this started, and the name, I started attracting water. 1 month later, I met some people who were doing some kind of healing dance in the water on the beach, and I was fascinated by looking at this. It was very scary because they were dancing underwater. For me, underwater was something calling my traumas, but I was very attracted. So I met these people that were going to Mexico. I was also going to Mexico. It was 2012. It was the end of the Maya calendar, so we wanted to gather in Palenque, this beautiful Maya place where there was this shift of this timeline according to the mind. And there, by chance, I met the teacher of this teacher. And then, by chance, I ended up in small village in the Pacific coast, where I received 2 trainings, one after the others, without plan. And I started learning the basic of meditation water and dancing water. And what is the water beyond what we know it, which is of course, something very fundamental for our life, for our body. We made 75% of water. The planet is made 75% of water. But what the water can do for our mind, for our body, and for our nervous system, and for our emotions.
What you do, it's not just therapy. It looks like art, like or healing, like returning to our ourselves, our origins.
So I wonder if you can put what you do in one sentence. What Wataflow it will be, what it is.
Yeah, it's difficult to put in one word, but if I should use one word, I would use one of my teacher that she never tried a session with me, but she's an amazing psychotherapist and really cool and very experienced and talented woman. And she said once to me, you take people back to the source. Where the source is water, it's the source of life. We are born from the water. Yesterday I was reading this thing that already 100 years ago, some scientists discovered that the blood has the same minerals, our blood has the same minerals as the ocean. So reminding us how connected we are to the ocean. And the ocean, as the song says, is the beginning of life. That's where it looks like we're coming from. And then we were made mostly water. So going back to that is the origin of life, and which represents also the mother, represents the womb. We were all in water and for at least 8-9 months. So this reminds us of.
This is how you realized that water can bring so much peace and healing for others.
Yeah, basically what I investigated, of course I studied with about 10 or 12 different masters of water, because then the curiosity came, and I could see that there was more depth of what I was really showing. That's how I was very curious, and I went to so many people. What I saw that most people, they're doing, most people is about doing, okay, which doing is a very masculine thing. And I say that we are human beings and not human doings. So sometimes when people ask me, what do you do? Well, I say, I try to be. To be present. Because the water, it's very powerful. What happens when we go in water? Our mind, the frontal neocortex is switched off. And this is the analytic mind, the one that wants to separate, wants to understand, wants to label, and also where we have time and space. So when we go in water and we relax on the surface of water, Romans used to do this starfish meditation already 2,000 years ago. They discovered that the mind gets switched off. So when the mind switches off, we go into a moment of presence that we could call a trance or a meditation. And basically all the worries disappears. There's only our breath, there is only presence, there is no past, there is no future, and everything becomes quieter. And this, for many people, is really a big achievement. Then I kept on studying and seeing what is happening with people, and I had the opportunity to accompany over 10,000 people or more in the last 13 years. So those were my real masters, the feedbacks that I received from the people, and really journaling and seeing what happened today, what these people said, what happened to that. And then, of course, studying, reading books and blah, blah, blah. And I realized that the second thing that happens in water when the mind switches off is that basically our heartbeat goes down. We have two blood circulations, and one is the big one and one is the small one. When the body recognizes an emergency, like in the case of being in the water, deactivates the small circulation. Then we function like dolphins and whales, mammifers like us. And getting something is called, I think, diving reflex, or also other names. But basically, the heartbeat goes down, and so we consume less oxygen, and the breath becomes longer. So we go in a natural breath work, where we start releasing tension in our body, in our diaphragm, in our lungs, and our nervous system, our biggest nerve, can balance. And most of the time we are living into the fight or flight, with the sympathetic system of the doing performance, and the water allows us to go into the rest and digest, the parasympathetic nervous system, and therefore we can go in a space of deep relaxation. That is like nurturing and relaxing for our nervous system. And this is, for me, super important for any kind of healing. Because if our nervous system is not balanced, we go back as soon as we can do massage, we can do meditations, we can do sound healing or yoga. But if our nervous system is not properly balanced, then we go back into that fight, to that fear, into that ungrabbableness. So the water helps us to relax that. Water also, only by touching us, produces oxytocin. And oxytocin, as you know, it's a hormone that we produce when we're eating, also when another is breastfeeding. It's a lot, this the love hormone. And so this allows us to feel pleasure. When we start feeling pleasure without alone. And I like to say that pleasure, behind that judgment or the right or wrong, pleasure is love felt in our body. When we feel safe, our body opens up and we can feel pleasure. Then sometimes we are ashamed about the pleasure, but the pleasure is loving, we're receiving love.
Is there possible that you can describe water as an emotion?
Water is everything, I would like to say. Water is life. Water. I agree with some people. They say that I like to say I know more than I believe, because it's something that is deep into myself. That we are soul, and we come here to experience, to have the human experience, to be within the humans. And this is about emotions, about relations. So we come here to relate. Even the shamanists in the North American, they say, which means to all our relations. Because basically, according to the ancient people, we come here to relate. We don't come here to do big business. We can do, but still, what is important is the relation. I relate with my wife, I relate with my kids, I relate with my neighbor, I relate with the animals, I relate with nature. And how I can listen what is needed in this relation. And so water gives us that space of feeling. I would say water is feelings, is emotions. So yes, water is emotions for sure. In fact, the water is often goes together with the feminine, with the moon, which is also the unseen. It's what we cannot analyze, but it's there. It's every day. We might not want to go there, but emotions are there. And many times we've been repressing emotions. When we are leader, we've been educated to say, you are too emotional, don't cry, don't scream. What I came out with is, for me, emotions are spice of life. So life needs to have emotions to have different flavors. Imagine a kitchen without spice would be flat. And the same would be life. So my invitation coming from the pattern of acceptance, as Rumi, that is a beautiful Sufi philosophy, just said, the ocean refused no rivers, which means that the key is acceptance. And also, according also what the Greeks therapists used to say, padavi, which means everything flows. We cannot bath twice and say water. Which means that everything is impermanent. So when an emotion comes, scientifically lasts 90 seconds, and then it disappears. Then there is a part of us sometimes that we like to identify with our emotions, but all the emotions are there the whole time, and that's what I take people to the water to show that in half an hour, 40 minutes in the water, you can experience so many emotions, and then you realize that you choose which one. You might feel fear, because you have to let go control. Also because water is the kibis, which is in the Chinese medicine where we install fears. And so we have to let go. The fears can come, then shame can come because we feel exposed, especially emotionally, and then sadness can come because we can remind us of the separation of the mother. But then, oxytocin can come, we can feel joy, then we can feel freedom, we can feel the playfulness, the creativity of the water. So in half an hour, we feel all of that, and it's like, okay, which one is me? Yeah? And so we can observe, and this is what the water is good to do, to allow you to observe that you are everything, and you can choose. And most of the time we are repeating it through Dispenza says, or other people. 95% of the time we are repeating, we do the same thing. And only 5% of the time we can choose. And so I'm helping people to see that they can choose. And sometimes also the words that we use are really creating the realities. When we say something, our subconscious mind listens. So if I say today is a beautiful day, I'm programming myself to say this day is a beautiful day. And if I say the opposite, I'm programming for the opposite. So I take people to the awareness that when the mind switch off, there is no past and there is no future. You always live in the now. So in this now we can choose. So I can choose, and I say now I feel happy, great. And so I'm creating that reality. So we auto-program it ourselves.
Well, this has so much wisdom, I was wondering if there was a moment in your life when you felt like you needed more water than you needed air.
Yeah, as we know, there are all the elements. There are 4 fundamental elements. Actually, there are 5, because one was in a certain way hidden to us. So the elements are earth, are fire, wind, air, and water. Also, there's the ether, which is the space, which is the vibration, which Tesla and Einstein also talked about, and we put it a little bit on the side because it's not something that we can touch, but it's there. I think all the elements is important, and I believe the way is balance, and each one of us is different because each one of us comes from a different background, from a different family, a different culture, and so each one is a unique being. I like to say each one of us is unique, each one of us is different, each one of us is necessary, is beautifully imperfect and imperfect. Therefore, if we let go competition and comparison, we realize that we all there unique. Each one is unique. It's like a puzzle. It's like a mosaic. Each one is different, but each one is necessary to make this bigger picture. So, for example, depends also if you in astrology, for example, I am Aquarius, and Aquarius is air sign, and I am a water bearer, which means I carry the water, but I don't really end water. So I'm very airy, and for example, in my life, actually, what I needed to bring the water because it's powerful medicine for me and for the others. But for example, me, I need a lot of grounding in fire. So each one is different, and we need to combine, and it's a unique alchemy of the quantity that you need in your life. But what I've observed in nowadays society, that we are very much into fire, doing, which is very masculine, the movement, and of course we are earthy because we live on earth, the food and everything, even though sometimes when we live in the city we are not so much in contact with earth. But what was really missing is the element of water, to embody this element of water which represents the feminine. Water is the most feminine of the element, and remind us to be, to receive, to flow, and to let go.
Just be.
To just be, exactly. Just be as human being. And so while it's necessary to do, because of course we need to live in a society, we have a family, and we have a business or work, we need to balance that again with that being. So adding more time for us to to be. And water is the one of the elements that I found is less balanced, and so we need to go more to the water. And that's why we feel relaxed when we go to the ocean, when we go on holiday, we go to the water, to the lakes, to the rivers, because there we find that being, that peace.
Yeah, but actually, when you go to the seaside, you found the ground, you found the air, the sun,
which is the fire and the water. You
And also,
must spend every element of that.
that's why for hundreds of years we go on holiday there, because we can first of all also take off our shoes, because our shoes do not allow us to
Get grounded.
get grounded. So we should every day walk at least 10 minutes barefoot. And so when we go to the beach, we can do the hurtling, as it's called, because basically energy can flow from earth to our body. We can balance that. And then the sun, of course, is the fire, it's the vitamin D, it's the protein, it's very good for us. Also in this, I like to take an opportunity to say something that for me is important and is coming every day. In the old times, people would wear even hospitals at places where people would sunbathe. If you look back 100 years ago, before the pharmaceutical came in so strongly, people would go to the sun because they knew how important it is for us, for the melanin, and the nervous system to sleep, and the vitamin D. So the importance of being exposed in the sun. We've been told that the sun is not our friend. I don't really believe in that. So also tell my guests, because I don't believe that I have patients or clients, they are guests. And to be aware also what we put on our skin. Our skin, it's the biggest organ that we have, so absorb anything without any filter. So making sure that we use creams that they are friendly, first of all for our skin, but also for our ocean. Because when I go to the beach, I see so many times all this oil onto the water. And this oil does not allow the air to come from the inner water. It's not that easy.
So what do you recommend, or what do you use?
To be honest, I don't use anything. So I really try to use my mind in a certain way, and knowing that sometimes 15, 20 minutes in the sun is long enough, especially when it's in the hot hours between 11 and 3, 4 o'clock. So the sun is very good in the morning. The sun is super good in the evening. But also during the day, I usually go to the water, I swim, and then I lay 10, 15 minutes in the sun, and then I put myself in the shade. And in the shade, you still get or the pizza. And if you really want to use creams, there are some creams that they are natural, they do not have any chemical inside. Be aware, because this is super important for you, for your health, and also for the health of the planet. So search, you can find, of course, online, but also in the shops, some creams that they are, let's say, healthy for ourselves. Otherwise, wear a shirt, wear a hat. I always wear a hat, as you can see. That's good for my, not to be that burned. And sometimes I wear a shirt. And also avoid to be too long. 20 minutes, half an hour a day in the sun, it's very good, and it's enough for you to absorb everything you need. The sun and water are life.
Yeah. I think this is the most important advice that we can take it from a person like you, which spends more time in water and sun than someone who works at the office or somewhere inside. I would like to dive deeper in your personal journey. So my opinion is that healing starts when the words stop. What was the moment when you realized that you need water to heal and to release all the trauma?
Yeah. It was I think there was one specific moment probably that happened to me in Mexico. I'd tried already a lot of therapies and different things which were helping me, but it was not like that. Oh wow, this is something. I was in Mexico and I was invited by this teacher to the city. It was my birthday. I was born on the 2nd of February, and the 2nd of February in Brazil and many places around the world, they celebrate an African goddess, and her name is Iemanjá. Iemanjá represents, for the Yoruba tradition, represents the universal mother, the mothers of all the mothers and the mothers of all their gods. And she's half fish and half woman, so she's a mermaid. And in Brazil, everybody on my birthday, on the 2nd of February, were dressed in white. They take some beautiful white flowers to do a horseshoe, honoring the mother, which is Mother Earth in a certain way, and honoring their mothers, so the origin of life. And this thing always called my attention. I've been many times in Brazil, and I was like, wow, this is so beautiful and so profound of it, even though I don't believe in their beliefs or whatever, but the interesting creature and ritual. And so for my birthday, I was invited to see the session with Bertin. And while I was underwater, receiving this thing, I saw a light. I saw a light that became everything was there. There was nothing else. There was no thought. There was no worries. There was no trauma. There was no thinking, no stress. I was present for the first time, and I felt that I was not only present, I was one with everything. I was part of everything, and there was no separation. Everything was me. As I said the other day, everything is one, and that one is you. So going behind that separation was going one, and I was like, wow, I am everything, and I create everything in this moment. I was underwater, and I was just like my heart was exploding with joy and love, and I was like, wow. And then I was not even coming out to breathe, and I said, this is what I would share with the rest of the world, this experience. Because that makes sense, it started making sense to my life after that over 40 years of going around and searching. That space of, as you said, of silence, that space of nothingness, where we find everything.
Yeah, exactly. While you were talking, I was thinking about the mermaid. I'm thinking that maybe a mermaid is a symbol of the earth and the water, and how this come together and combine in a symbiotic way. And maybe this is Mother Earth, and the ocean, the ground and the water. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. As I said, I was born in Sorrento, that for the Romans was Siventum, so the land of the sirens. And the sirens were these creatures living on the shore. For the Greeks, look like that wings. And then later it looks like that tails. I think that both, that tails and things. I like to say that the mermaid, of course, represents the feminine. Therefore, the two of feminine element is earth and water. So this symbiosis coming together. But beyond that, of course, we know that the mermaids were bad girls, because they were killing. I believe that this story was written by some men.
I was thinking the same. I don't know if it's true or not, if they exist or not.
Yeah,
But if it's behind all that, all the stories with the mermaids are quite interesting and captivating.
exactly. And I believe, I feel that the mermaids represents the archetype of the empowered one feminine. So as the patriarchal world was taking over, the hero of Troy, the mythological Greeks, and celebrating the fight, the cover, these beings were representing the arts, the beauty, the music, the flowing, the dancing, the singing. The sirens, the mermaid were singing. And they were not into the doing. They were not into the wars. They were not into conquering or anything. They were just into enjoying life in a certain way.
They were muses. They inspired sailors to tell stories to the and another adventures about sailing.
So it was representing the beauty, the arts, the music, the being, and also there were beings that, for me, they were very connected to the depth of the ocean. And the ocean is an ocean of emotions. So they were able to have a dialogue with the emotions, with the depth. And they were very connected also with senses, sensuality too. And therefore, while we think that we were luring us, they were calling us. Of course they were calling us. They were calling us to say, give space to the beauty, to the art, to the music, to sisterhood. The mermaids were staying together as sisters. And also one thing that was scary was the fact that the mermaid did not need a merman. So they were independent. And this scared the men, because at the time the women had to follow the men, or to wait for 20 years and wait for the husband at home, so this being were a little bit, let's say, dangerous. I had the opportunity through meditations and some rituals to connect to these beings in the Amazon. And as a friend of mine says, according to certain things, we live in 13 dimensions. And the mermaid, like other, like dragons or like unicorns or other mythological creature that we see them everywhere, they live between the 6th and 7th dimension, which basically you need to do special rituals or things to access that. And then you can meet with these beings, that they are not physical, but they are there. And so the mermaid live in this dimension, and sometimes you can connect to the spirit, and they can guide us, and what they guide me into a journey to the depths, going down, and then the fears are coming. I met my fears, I met my sharks, I met my dolphins, the playfulness, and then at the end we found it was dark, but it was a little light. And she said, look at this light. And the more I looked at this light, the more this light was expanding, and I felt myself into this big space of light, which was within the darkness. So the message was they help us to alchemize anything, transform anything from darkness into light, from fear to courage to trust, and from lead to gold. So there is a treasure that we can find into that depth, into the oceans of emotions. And they're beautiful guides that they can help us to go there for the people that believe in that. But I really like also to keep my practice also very scientifically to what happens in the body. And then some people might also experience this like visions and traveling into other world of body images or remembering of Atlantis, even on Lemurian, or astral journey too. So water is it's a powerful element, medicine that can take us into altered state of mind without using any substances or anything. Our mind can travel behind the habitudes.
What part of yourself did you kept hidden until what broke it and came to surface?
Yeah, I like to sometimes keep things simple, and there are two main energies. I believe it's love and fear. And love is about trusting, and fear is about controlling. So what I realized that I was controlling. I was controlling a lot. I was controlling my emotions. I was controlling the way people perceive me. As somebody said once in our life, we trade love for authenticity. So when we are little, we are born, and each one of us is unique. Each one of us comes with its own journey and purpose. But then we have to adapt to society. And society is made in a way that we need to fit into something. We need to fit into our parents' needs. We need to fit in to the society needs and to do ourselves. Exactly. And so at a certain moment, we realize that we cannot be ourselves, but we need to please our father, we need to please our mother, we need to please the school teacher. And so we're giving our authenticity away to be loved, to be accepted. So the realization of that I was trying to please the others and not being authentic to myself. This is where I realized that I was betraying myself. I was not allowing myself to be authentic. And authentic means to have a unique gift. That only me have this gift. And only you have a unique gift. And each one of us is a unique gift. And each gift is necessary in this puzzle, in this mosaic, as we said before.
Yes, this is so true. When you see people in your session, there are tears falling and emerging with the ocean, with the water. Please tell us, what does this mean to you when someone surrenders to his or her emotion state and just to let it go?
As we talked before, the path of oneness basically tells us that we are one. So in a certain way, each person that I have the honor of hold the space with, it's a reflection of myself. So I can, it's a healing journey for me too. As once a shaman told me, your healing is my healing. Because when people come to the water, and we prepare a space that is sacred and safe, and everything is gradual, everything is natural, everything is custom-made for them. And it's also an invitation to get out of the comfort zone, because comfort zone is comfort zone. Right? Within there, nothing happens. We know already. There's no magic. There's no expansion. So my invitation is to, in a very, I would say, feminine way, almost motherly way, to somebody says yin first. So really go in there almost as a father, as a mother, and take the people to just relax, to in an element that is not the reason to surrender, exactly. And then when they surrender and the mind switch off, the subconscious mind comes up. So all the blocked emotions, or what we call traumas, can come up. And when I see people releasing, crying, or laughing, this is another way of shivering, I see a part of me that this is releasing, that is becoming more one with everything. It's not holding to old story that is conditioning our life. So that compassion comes in me, and I see that child that wants to be seen, wants to be heard, wants to feel safe, and so something shifting to the people, but something shifting to me too. And also I feel so much gratitude because I'm helping people to be more connected to their truth self, and to be more authentic, to be more clear, more flowing, and softer.
I'm thinking, what if if you could bring listeners right now with their eyes closed in one Wataflow session, what things feel like? Can you make an exercise?
Yeah, I invite you to So maybe close your eyes to breathe deeply, like a wave of breath going to your belly. Someone says living is breathing. Breathing is feeling. And feeling is healing. So the invitation is to close your eyes, to let go onto your back. Imagine you're surrendering to the unknown. But then as you surrender to the unknown, you see that you are supported. You're supported by water that represents life. You're supported also by me in this case, or one of the many people I had the opportunity to train in a safe space where there's nothing to do. It's a space where you simply let go onto your back and you rest. And you rest and you feel that water that is like is holding you. It's supporting you. And as you so do that, your ears go underwater and you start feeling a silence, but actually that silence get filled with your breath or with your heartbeat. So we go back to the womb with this one. We can feel our mother's breath, and we can feel our heartbeat. And we can reconnect to that space of oneness, that space of pure love that most of us experience when we were into our mother's belly. Where the water is hugging, the water is nurturing us, the water is accepting us. The water doesn't look at the shape of our body, the water doesn't mind what is inside ourselves. The water simply accepts us and hugs us. So when we let go of the fear that comes from control, then we can start receiving the water. And the water is the element feminine of receiving. When receiving, we feel heard, we feel embraced, we feel seen, we feel not judged. And our mind dissolves and we can go into the space of relaxation. So as I like to say in our session, we start with stillness. When we can master stillness, then we can go to vorbă. So everything starts from the stillness, from that mother embrace of ourselves. And there the water washes your mind, the water washes your body, washes your emotions. And by washing that, allows us to release tension, release fears, and then we feel more love, we feel more light, which is already within ourselves, but all around ourselves. So it's going from that separation into that oneness, and remembering that we are not the way, that is the identification of the self, but we are the ocean. So it's about letting go of identifications and allow ourselves to expand into the ocean of love, of light, of consciousness that is set inside one ourselves, that was outside.
Thank you so much. It was the way. He had thousands of people come to you to release their traumas, their tensions. What is the one thing that you've learned from them?
Yeah, of course my work is always tailor-made, but some sessions I call them haute couture. It's like making a dress of water that's for you and is something very specific and unique. What I really learned is that I don't know anything. And even when I know something, it's already changing. So I realized that everything changes. You cannot pass twice in the same water. That it's better to have no assumptions and no expectations. So I say always expect nothing and be prepared for everything. And what water really shows me every time, that every moment is different. So I cannot apply anything. I did a manual at the beginning of my teaching, which started 11 years ago, because I was a trainer for many years. But then I realized that water doesn't like papers. It gets to actually, but it doesn't like any fixed structure. The water takes the shape. As the Bruce Lee told us many years ago, give me a cup and I become a cup, or give me a pool, I become a pool. So every time, what is important in water with people, with therapists, but also in life, is to be present. To be present means to breathe, to feel what is happening now, what is the field, what is the other one's way before. And yesterday I had another confirmation from a beautiful friend, a guest that came for her third session. We had two in Bali a few months ago, and she came here in beautiful Sibiu. And I'm very honored to be very flexible and loving country with people. And she came there, and a part of me, the repeating part, the 95% say, okay, we go there, it's going to be nice, it's going to be easy, I can dance in water. Sometimes I like to say that I'm an artist and I paint in water, and the people are the brush and the water is the canvas. And it's an ephemeral moment of beauty that disappears, like the mandala for the monks. They made these beautiful mandalas for months and months, make them, and then they wipe them off the one moment, reminding us the impermanence of life. So when people are ready, we paint, we dance together, we paint in the water, we paint geometry, sacred geometry of beauty, of love, of gratitude. So this lady came, and part of me was like, okay, now we're going to be something. And then I had to surrender to what she was. She had some stuff to be released. She needed to grieve, to be heard, to be seen. And so it was not about me performing, but it was about me being present with her. And being present with what is arising in that moment, that every time is unique and it never repeats. So presence.
What it is like to see someone going to the water broken, and when it comes to surface, is to be reborn.
Yeah, this is it's such a blessing for me of taking people to the water, because I developed this technique that this comes from my experience of fear, and most of us, what we carry is fear of not being enough, fear of not surviving, fear of not having enough, fear of scarcity, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment. And so I'm helping these people to trust the gift. Because I say control creates fear. And unless we are controlling our last breath, basically we're not controlling anything. And trust is the only thing we can do. Life for me is like walking backwards. I can look at my past, or what I think is my past, and I don't know what is happening in one stack. So the only thing we can do is trust. Every time we try it, every time we take a plane, every time we go to the sea or whatever, the only thing we really need to trust. So it's more trust. So when I see these people and that, then to release the fears and so be more with trust, with love, with the source that water represents, which is pure love, I see this transformation. And as I said, their healing is my healing, and I feel so much gratitude. And also I feel the gratitude that people share with me. And in a certain way, I feel that it's a credit that I am also receiving. It's like I can put credit on the side, and I can use this thankfulness into manifestation into my life. So it's such an expansion thing. There is so much high vibrating, and it's like, wow, somebody else is feeling better, is remembering, is vibrating high, and is trusting more. And yet this trust is not only for the person, but then it goes into their family, it goes into their relation, to their work, and how important it is also to connect it to our intuition, to follow our intuition more than about that.
I would like to go to a part of the interview that sees the messages to the listeners. But before that, I would like to say that you're not only passing your knowledge and your therapy to your people, but you are passing to others who can serve other people. So to pass your therapy and your knowledge further on. Some of that people are here in Sibiu.
And your therapy can be found in many other places, so they just need to search.
But please tell us about this team for
Sibiu, and of course there are other teams that you...
Yeah, I started learning about water, as I said, with about 10, 12 of what I thought were the best masters, including Arodal, the founder of Wataflow. And I found all these techniques and different ones. And then I was asked to teach, but I was like, I cannot teach. I'm new to this, but I had already 20 years of teaching experience, even more. So I felt that outside seeing that many things could have done better, from my point of view, of course, and more family, more embodying the water, more being present, rather than repeating a technique or repeating the teacher or the lineage. For me, the importance, as we said before, was the presence. So how can I transmit that presence? And so that inspired me into train other people. I was asked to train in places, and I trained and shared my work in 21 countries over the world the last 1 years. And sometimes I go to also festivals, so that to make this more accessible to more people, they can see what it is, and to have a window to the world. And just 2 months ago, I was in Corfu in Greece, or a beautiful castle called Kolibri. It's a beautiful location. It's actually on an island that is a mermaid-shaped island. And there I had the opportunity of meeting so many beautiful people. I did a ceremony rituals, because I think my work is almost like a rebirthing ritual of ceremony. So it goes beyond just the body work or, the therapy, but it becomes a ritual for you to allow to be born into your new self, which is your essence. And I did a beautiful ceremony. I think 300-400 people came there, and it was very powerful. It was beyond what I ever imagined. And my thing was I had to surrender to that, because
it is too much.
It was a lot. So I asked for guidance, the guidance of the water.
If the mind comes up.
Exactly. And it's like, oh, it's as it just trusts the game. The first one to surrender to trust is me. And so I led these people in the water, and people were beautiful taken together. It is the journey. Many people find a deep healing to that. And there I had the opportunity to meet Julia from Ubuntu, and she's a beautiful soul, and I felt her energy, and she told me about a project that she went to. She's really had some connection with water and therapies and things, and she said, I would like me to come and share my practice here. And I resonated very much with her ambition, with her open heart, with her compassion, and feminine energy. That I think that it's time to bring more of the feminine energy in life, in leadership, in creation. And so I said, yes, I'm open to do that. Also, I'd never been in Romania or Transylvania. This is the first time? It was my first time. But I always was called. But normally I travel only to places where I can also share my work. Because it's not work. It is work, of course, it's what I do for a living. But for me, it's a purpose, it's a mission. So I like to go places where I can also share that. And so I saw this beautiful pool of Ubuntu, and I liked the call. It was like a calling, say, yes, let's do that. And actually, after 1 month, we already were here. I came here, and a small group of 6 people in this training, which was very beautiful, very intimate, very family, really helped a lot in the nature. And so I had the opportunity to do an initiation. I call it initiation. Initiation to remember. So I tell people, you don't come here to learn how to do, you come here to remember how to be. And if you have that seed within yourself that you like to be in service, that you like to surrender, to be present, the water, it's a powerful medicine that can help you transform. So I had the opportunity to train three people, Julia for the Ubuntu, and also Julia and Marian. And they're already therapists. They've already been in field for years. They know how to deal with people, how to hold that space that is safe and sacred, so that we can really surrender, open up, and allow the water and the therapist to guide us into this journey of letting go, of surrendering, of freeing, releasing emotions, to balance our nervous system, our stress release, emotional, and everything that is needed. So I'm very happy that we planted this seed here, because my journey has been to go around and to activate water, because water there it's the portal to the source. It's the portal to let's say to the unseen, to the emotions, but also to the oneness. And it's so, in a certain way, easy, a way, it's so powerful. So it's important for me to really share with the others as an open source what is there, what can happen there. So I transmit everything in public, and once they are ready, they can really receive this transmission to all that space, where less is more, where the focus is on the receiver and not on the technique. And the focus is also to invite each one of the stillness that I call masters, because each one is a master, to find that in the master. And also when we share the Wataflow experience of the water you practice, it's about giving the power back to the peer. It's not about creating dependency. It's not about making plans that you have to come 50 sessions or 200 years or something. We're really helping people to choose.
And to find themselves.
Finding that answer within themselves. So Wataflow for me, it's a way for you to connect to a source, to connect to that wisdom, to connect to that intuition that knows. So it's not about an understanding that you need to follow to do certain things. And I tell people, if you want to do, it's good to do 3 sessions, because the first one is a bit challenging, because it's something new to let go, how to trust. And that shows already us so much, how much we trust, how much we can let go, how much can be vulnerable, how much can we allow emotions, and remembering that emotions are necessary for us to be fully present and experience life as it is. So
Said the other day, you days to someone that emotions come from
energy, emotion.
Energy, motion.
Exactly. Energy, emotion. Everything's energy, is Einstein and Tesla or other people reminded us, and nowadays quantum physics. So this energy that we don't see but is there, and if we pay attention, we feel that. So emotions are energy emotions, so they need to move. They need to move, and they need to come, and they need to go. There is beauty in love, but there is also beauty in sadness. And we can only experience happiness if we know what sadness is. As I was sharing the other day, the stars to shine, they need it in the dark sky. So the light needs the darkness and everything. In that concept of oneness, everything, it's welcome. And also to remind ourselves that our power is to choose. I can choose the light, I can choose the darkness. Every day, every moment.
Perfectly said.
When you come out of a Wataflow session, what it is for you to feel? Not for the patient or the client. What is for you? What do you feel?
I must say that when I go into a session, for me, I almost enter into a space of meditation or trance. And I always like to bring the ceremonial part to it, where I always honor the place where I am. I honor the land and honor the water, honor all the elements, and I always ask for permission, because I feel that there is something else there that is holding the energy of the place. And so I ask for the permission and ask for guidance, and always honoring the living beings of that place, honoring their ancestors, and always honoring and thanking our ancestors, because we are the water of our ancestors. We receive the water of our fathers and mothers, so on. So it's like a river. So receiving that and also cleaning that water. But when I finish a session, normally I feel expansion and I feel gratitude. And also makes by feeling myself, what I've seen, what I witnessed, and what is happening in the world. How can I improve what I do? Can I do for people to feel safer? Where safety is something I want to share. Safety is an opinion. It's a choice. We can choose to feel safe or not to feel safe. I was for 8 years safety manager for Maidlight, teaching all about safety safety. But then I realized that we are never in control of that safety. It's a choice. Now, for example, many years later, I mean, of course I don't go there and pet it, but I'm not great. So I decided that it is same. So I think gratitude is what I feel, and also to being to my what is called dharma, that I made my purpose, that I'm helping others, I'm helping these earth to become a better place. I think we are at the shifting of big things happening. As we can see the darkness coming out a lot of the work nowadays.
And my message was that I don't need to change the world. It is perfect and harmonious as it is. So we don't need to make a better place, but we need to be better for ourselves.
Yeah, again, going back, if everything is one, and that this one is us, the only thing we really have to be better is ourselves. And this is it's my work. It's not to change the world, but to change the way we walk in this world, to change the eyes that we add to the world, to add more love, add more compassion, more kindness, more acceptance. And when I reach this, and you reach this, and the other one reach that, and also by our being, we can influence so many others, and that is already happening. So the change comes from within, somebody said. So that's, and the change is already happening. So we need to surrender this border reminders to be a better being, more attuned to ourselves.
Yes, we don't know what is going on the day after, or I don't know, next year. So we need to trust.
Yeah, we need to trust. We need to trust and work on ourselves. I think main work we need to do, and I according to many things, there is a council of the soul, and this was an important shift in my life, in realizing that I choose my father and my mother. I choose them not for what they could offer me, but actually for what they were not able to offer me, because I had that to change. It's like, you see a river, and you see that this river, it's a beautiful river, but maybe there is some impurities, some contamination. So our job is really to clean that river and to be grateful, because if that river is thanks to the water that is coming from our parents. So we choose our parents. And when we go behind the right and wrong, and that the water switch off the mind, we realize that if there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no judge, there's no perpetrator, there's no victim. And so this is the beginning of the victory. And it's the beginning of realizing that we are creating our life every day by choosing. So I look at the sunshine, or I look at the rubbish, and then I create my day. And therefore, then it's part also responsibility, because we can blame the others or this and that, but then we can also take action. How can I make it a better day? How can I make a better...
What can I do for me?
What can I do for me? Then this will reflect to everyone.
Sounds like
Oceano or Oceano. Thank you very much for today.
This conversation, it was like a journey to deep ocean, deep waters. One final question: if this was your last interview, what was the message that you could bring to listeners, to the world?
Talking about water, I like to share that you are not the way, you are the ocean. So allow yourself, give yourself the permission. Everything is already out there. Give yourself the permission, open up, trust, and allow the inner guidance be present, and everything is there for you. We can create anything. Trust, believe. Let go of limiting identification. Then you can see that you can expand in everything. And you can go behind any limiting beliefs that I experienced in her life. Because there's so many things that you would never even imagine of. We have the moment of metamorphosis, I would like to say. And so to fly as a butterfly, we need to let go of thinking as a caterpillar. So go behind your limiting beliefs, if you have any, and expand into infinite possibilities. Keep on dreaming.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. And see you next time. Hope to see you much often, more often in Sibiu and Zelanya.
I would love to come back and share more. This was the first tour, and that they with Julia from Ubuntu is starting this cooperation needed to organize more trainings. Because it is quite simple to learn and beautiful to share. So I'm in service, and I'd be happy to come back again. It's the beautiful land and the beautiful people we started the work.
Thank you. Dear listeners, thank you for watching us, and see you next time. See you next week.